It took me a ridiculously long time to realize that I never actually introduced myself on this channel. So, since it is the 4th of January, I thought we could start again. Hi, my name is Gabi. I am a med student in Spain, but I'm Polish. I am a huge nerd and I have way too many interests, which makes my life very chaotic. I want to start 2026 by organizing it a bit, and I think the best way to get to know me is to kind of talk about my 2026 goals, resolutions, ins and outs, all of that. So let's do it. What you normally do when the new year starts is make a list of resolutions and then forget about them after a month because you have way too many, they're not achievable, and they're just general ideas. I want to work out more, I want to eat more healthy without any actual, things to do. So that's not what we're doing this year. This year I separated my life into a couple of areas. Within those, I kind of made little goals or tasks that I want to check off the list. First thing is the academics. The most important part, honestly, in a med student's life. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Little Prince. There's this girl at the beginning whose mom plans out her entire life on a wall, and there's little things that she does every single day. And that in the movie was an example of something that's bad or what not to do. I loved that as a kid, and I love that even more now. So that wall is my inspiration this year. For Christmas, I got an Anki remote, and I'm gonna connect it to my iPad, and I'm gonna go to the gym, do Stairmaster, do a normal workout, but at the same time start revising. And the second thing is time blocks, which I'm gonna show you on my calendar, but I need a time block that's just this is the time where I study. And I'm not gonna study during lunch, or I'm not gonna study when I'm on a walk. No, these 2 hours are my study time, and that's what I'm gonna use. I have those free study blocks booked, one library session for 4 hours, because I know that's when I can lock in, not do anything else. I also can't bring anything into the library. I literally can only bring my laptop and a piece of paper. So I don't even have a way to be distracted. Area number 2 is wellness, let's call it that. And here we have food and exercise. I started going to gym last year, and while I'm not a big fan, I do recognize the benefits. So the goal this year is to go 3 times a week on the days when I can, and even if it's for half an hour, just using the time and go to the gym and feel better about myself. And then the second thing is the food, where I cook for myself, and I am a pretty good cook when I remember to. When I don't, it's only 11 p.m. and I am too lazy to make myself dinner. So meal prepping is my new concept for 2026. That way I know I'm actually going to eat a good lunch or a good dinner. I'm just going to stuff myself with popcorn at 11 p.m., which is what we're avoiding this year. Third area, relationships. I am a terrible texter, and all of my friends know this. Sometimes it takes me 2 weeks to answer a text, and that's terrible. I am fully aware of that. I'm not doing this on purpose. We're not doing that this year. The goal this year is to answer within 24 hours. The other thing is that I love hanging out with people, but sometimes it gets overwhelming. Sometimes I need time for myself. So everything goes into my calendar. If it's not in my calendar, it's not happening. The way I'm gonna achieve all of that is digital planner, but I also have a physical one because I am a sucker for a physical planner, and I just really like jotting things down during the day. A full spread for every single day, which I really appreciate, and also has little book quotes, which is really fun for every day. The thing is my craft, which I use for literally everything, and my ins and outs, which really important. So the Stairmaster Anki, the library, the dinner. I prefer dinner parties to clubbing, so we're gonna try to do more dinner parties. Gym 3 times a week. This is the most fun part, honestly. It's my Pinterest board for 2026. I'm gonna put it on as a widget on my iPad so I can see it every single day. And here you can kind of see what I want. So it's more time with my friends, workouts, Formula One, obviously. Studying, here's the time blocking thing that I really want to do. More visits to museums, more cooking, more reading. I love reading, and I never have time for reading. So I put on a goal in Goodreads for, I think, 35 books this year. I'm one down in the middle of the second one, so maybe it's achievable. Concerts. I have 2 concerts booked. I know more are going to be happening this year. I think this dinner party vibe is what we're going for this year. That's how I'm informing my friends, by the way. If you watch this vlog, you know that these are the dinner parties that are going to be happening. Obviously, this is a work in progress. I'm not saying that I planned my entire 2026 on the 4th of January because it doesn't work that way. This is going to be constantly changing, but hopefully this tells you a bit about me. It's very chaotic, but it's kind of organized in the way that it's chaotic. I'm trying to be more organized about it. I'm going to be documenting everything here once a week, a new vlog. So if you want to join me on that, on what it's like to be a med student in Spain, not being Spanish, what it's like to live in Madrid, traveling, hanging out with my friends, if you're into any of that, this is the channel for you. And yeah, that's a bit about me. I will see you in a week. Bye.